hearing anything. So,
because I have, it's going.
Is it? Let me see.
Yeah, and then the video ended, so I have to make that longer, or
on my screen it just still says Famicom Dojo podcast. Oh,
something went wrong.
An ad just came up.
Ooh, that means we're live, yo. Hi, everyone. Hey.
Oh, are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live right now. I tweeted and I put it on the Discord. So this is the pre-show.
The pre-show.
I can't remember.
No,
this is the pre-show. We had the pre-show before we went live. Now we're in the pre-show.
Yes.
Right.
No, we had the pre-show. We're on the pre-show right now.
Well, what's next then? What's the pre-show?
The pre-show.
After this. Oh God.
Obviously.
Hi,
I usually shorten it to PP show.
Moving on.
Join my OnlyFans. Okay.
Oh no.
All right, hold on. I want to get so I can see the chat.
I talked about double switch last time.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Did you? Double switch is double switch is what I do when I've got two switches.
Nice.
All right. Do.
So you're going to talk about a thing, and I'm going to talk about another thing.
Ha. Oh man, it's good to talk with you, man. It's been a long time.
Together and everything.
I know.
Yeah, it's been a long summer.
It's been a long 2 years.
There was a whole year that wasn't in the middle there.
Yeah.
So far.
I don't know. We're still wasn't here. So.
Oh no.
Anyway, hello.
Hello. All right.
Are we ready to jump in?
So yeah, if you're ready, then I'm gonna do the video thingy-majigs. Can you? I don't remember. Do you see when I put up like those videos like this thing? You don't see what it's happening?
Oh wait, yeah, I do. I see it right now.
Okay.
Shaking some carts.
Okay, so I realize now I forgot to do this.
Okay.
But I was supposed to make a new countdown video that goes into the Nerd and Tie stinger.
Yeah.
So I didn't do that. So we'll do the countdown.
Okay.
And then the Nerd and Tie stinger will go, and then we'll start the show.
All right.
Bring it in however you were going to bring it in.
Okay. So wait. So we're not going to do the countdown.
We are going to do the countdown, and then
we are going to do the countdown, and then we're going to
after the Nerd and Tie stinger, then we start the show.
All right.
Next time I'll have it be one video, but you're gonna see a little blip as I quickly, deftly change videos.
We just got a comment to the chat asking if I forget, is this pre-recorded or live? If this was pre-recorded, do you think you'd be seeing this?
Yeah.
No.
We're live, y'all.
We are live, warts and all. Yeah. All right.
They call me. Oh, this is ABAC. Am I saying that right now? Yeah, he's new. He's great.
Yeah. I've seen him in the Discord.
Yeah, we should link to that.
We should talk about it. Okay.
Let's count down. Here I go.
Okay. That was interesting sound cues.
Smooth.
Yeah, I know. Chef's kiss. Anyway,
I was pretending like you haven't been talking.
Yeah. Whoa, there's someone on my computer.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. How's it going, Vinnk?
Oh, pretty good. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has.
It has, but here we are, back, fresh. I'm coming to you from my void today.
Oh yeah, just like John Oliver.
Just like John Oliver. Yes.
Is he still in the void?
I think he's getting out of the void soon. I don't know, but
he blew up the void. Now he's back in the void. But I guess
something like that. My game room is too messy right now. I can't get all this equipment in, and so I've just moved it. I've moved it. I'm in the living room dining room right now, on the table.
Oh shoot! You know what we didn't do?
What didn't we do?
We didn't start recording.
All right, let's start again.
All right. Oh God, this is
all
great.
right. Oh,
all right.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, we're live.
Yeah, we're better taped.
We are better taped. Okay. Hold on. Built-in microphone.
This is all great stuff. We're gonna have to pretend like we didn't do any of it.
Hold on.
Vinnk Con. Dang it, we were. Man, we should totally do like a socially distanced Vinnk Con online. Whatever. Are you still here? Did I lose you? You're muted. You muted yourself. Yeah, there's a mute button next to your name. Did I mute you? I didn't mute you. You can't unmute your guest. Their mic isn't connected. Oh, is it because you ran Audacity and now it took over your microphone? Can you like set up the snowball and the headset mic? You're still missing. You can hear me though, right?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now. Yep.
All right. Ooh, this is a good chat so far. Yeah, I wonder if Audacity is unable to. Oh no, it came up. Never mind. We're good. We are awesome. All right, shall we start recording?
Right, let's synchronize.
Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, recording. Okay.
We are recording. Okay.
That's usually helpful when you have an audio podcast to be recording
it. Yeah. Well, it's helpful to like edit it and actually release it. So, all right. I won't do the countdown again, but I'll do the stinger again, and then we'll cut.
Okay. Right. All right. Let's do that. Let's
do it.
Oh, hey. There's someone on my computer. Oh, it turns out that it's SeanOrange. Hello, SeanOrange.
Hi, Vinnk. I didn't see you there.
Well, I mean, I'm really inconspicuous in my yellow shirt.
Oh yes, it's a great shirt, by the way. Great shirt.
It is a great shirt.
We'll talk more about great shirts later in the podcast.
We will. Among other things, probably. I don't think our topic today is great shirts.
But
I found that game you were looking for.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Great. Remind me, I forgot.
You said you were looking for a copy of Christmas Nights.
Yeah, I said that.
Okay.
I totally don't have a copy already.
I found you one. I found you one. Now we have two options though, because I know quality is important too.
Yes,
so I got this copy right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that looks really nice.
Oh yeah, it's in very good condition. It plays. There was no OB card with this because it was originally a pack-in for the White Saturn.
Sure.
So there never was an OB card.
So it's not missing. That's good.
Nothing is missing. Manual's good. The disc is really good. I played it. I tested it. So this one's going to be $12. Okay?
I would have paid 20. Okay, yeah.
All right. Or hold on. I have another copy. I have another copy. Now there's this copy.
Oh, that looks very nice.
Oh, it's very nice. Now I don't know exactly if it works, but it probably does. It probably does because it's brand new. It's never been played. Look at that. So it probably works fine. And inside there would be anything that should be in it. Now this one I'll give to you for $120.
I mean, I said 20, not 100. Okay, but What?
$120.
That's a lot of dollars.
Look at this. Look at no, but
Hold
look
on.
at that.
This is gonna drive me to drink.
Can you see that? Can you see that? It is the original. Look at that. The original fold. Look at that. It is pristine. It is still in its original pack. And these are kind of rare because these were a pack in for the Saturn. So someone bought the special Christmas night Saturn and then went, you know what? I don't like Christmas nights. I'm going to leave it sealed. So it's pretty rare. So what do you think? What do you think? Which copies for you?
Well, I mean, I already have an unopened copy, so no, I'm not going to pay $120 for Christmas nights.
You're not going to be okay. Hold on. I know you. You're an Xbox guy, and you love yourself some Halo. Okay.
I have played a Halo or two in my day.
So look at this. This is pretty rare, actually, just because not many people bought the Xbox in Japan. So this is way rarer than Chrono Trigger. I mean, it is. It's way rarer than Chrono Trigger. But look at this. This is original Xbox Halo. It's in really good condition. Yeah. I tried it out. It works. Okay. It works really well. Okay. Sure. I'll give you this one for $5.
I mean, can I play it on my non-Japanese Xbox, or do I need a? It doesn't matter. $5. That's $5. That's a deal.
It's good just as a.
Yeah.
Or wait.
It's sealed.
Wait, you don't know if you might be able to play it? Well, you know what? I got a copy you don't even have to play. Okay? So this one is a sealed copy. Yeah. Okay? And I'll give you this copy for, according to eBay, $200. But look at that. It's still sealed.
Yeah, we don't want to split barcode. That just
pretty rare.
Yanks the resale value. Yep. I made a joke about this recently.
It probably still works. Okay. What's the joke you made about it recently?
Well, I finally uploaded a non-live video to the Famicom Dojo YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, the first in months, and it was an unboxing of the limited run games Scott Pilgrim.
You opened it?
Yeah, I opened the box it came in. I also opened excuse me. I also opened the Switch package and took the game out and everything.
You played the game. You're doing this all
with my wife, yeah.
You're doing that. But you have several more copies, right? You know, that was just
what did I even pay for that? Was it like $80? I don't remember what the complete edition cost.
Probably with shipping.
Yeah,
I got coming the edition that has the little stage with the lights and the sound. And
that sounds amazing.
I'm gonna
wait. There's lights and sound.
Yes. It plays.
I wonder it costs
music,
so much.
Plays music from the game, and there's a little stage, and it comes with pins and all kinds of stuff. I will open that.
Yeah,
I will for you guys. For you guys,
that's nice.
I'm willing to decrease its value threefold for you guys. For you guys. Because
that one was like $120 or $150, right? Like that one. Yeah. So,
I know.
But that was new, and that makes more sense to me because this is the first time this game was physical, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first physical edition of the game, and possibly the last. So.
Oh yeah, there's that. There is that.
But it is a limited run. Yeah.
Owns it now, so they could.
They could, but they don't even release their own stuff physically anymore. Like I wanted to get the South Park Stick of Truth physical, but there's no physical release for the Switch. So, yeah. But anyway, anywho. So, but the thing is, for you, you're looking like it's crazy, but there are definitely people who would choose the second option on both of those games, even at that price, but probably a lot of those people are not actually gamers. What are you drinking?
What are you drinking? Sorry. I got New Glarus. Sorry, there was an Only in Wisconsin label on here.
Yeah,
got me thinking OnlyFans. There we go. Only
in Wisconsin.
They do have a beer called Totally Naked also. So that's
Totally Naked only in Wisconsin.
Yeah, but this is the Staghorn Oktoberfest. The first time I bought it in a can.
Yeah.
It's September, so it's Oktoberfest time. Actually, these were out like the first weekend of August.
Do they still is that beer still in production?
Yeah, it will be until probably November.
You opened it?
It was
beer.
Once
it's worth nothing now that you've opened it.
It's worth a lot to me right now. Getting through this topic.
Yeah. Bug here.
No, listen. I may know something. All right.
No, yeah. Just some bugs. Okay, go ahead.
I have opinions.
Yeah.
About this phenomenon.
Oh no, he has opinions.
I'm so sorry. What did
right.
you guys come here for? I don't get it. No. So I've been venturing out into the world a little bit more. And
your door? You opened it?
The resale value of my house.
The resale value is gone. Yeah.
Actually, no. That's a good segue for a bit later too. But
okay.
Because so I've actually been going to like used game stores and stuff because I haven't been like I've been like burning through my pile of shame.
Yeah.
These months.
Well done, by the way. You've played some really good classic games.
Very badly, but yes, thank you.
You just did Castlevania 3 recently, right?
Castlevania 3. But before that, Symphony of the Night for like the first time I ever actually played it. I've had this greatest hits version, which I got probably for $20. It was even used, I bet, years ago. So I was out in the world looking at the used game stores because my pile of shame is too low now. Oh, you have you also have a beer, quote unquote.
Yes. It is a little early for me to be drinking right now.
That's
it's
fair.
Like 11 o'clock.
But that same copy, that same greatest hits copy that I didn't want because of the freaking green label, and nobody wants that. $120 freaking opened.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm like, boy, I didn't realize I had a collector's item on my hands here. I mean, there's the Castlevania collection now, the anniversary collection. And there was a physical copy of that, which I failed to jump on, and I'm so upset. But so I guess you can play this game. I guess you can play this game on that digitally. You can play this game in like there was a remake for like PS4,
PSP, I think.
PSP, okay.
Oh,
which
maybe
that's
PS4
a whole other
as
thing.
well. I'm not sure. Yeah.
But yeah. It's weird to me that with those options out there, how the physical version, even the greatest hits version, could cost so much. And like serendipity strikes again. Like Frank Cifaldi tweeted, well, just yesterday it looks like. Yeah, he says trying hard but failing to sympathize with people who think old games are too expensive. They're antiques that are way out of print, almost all of which have cheap and sometimes free solutions to play them. Maybe people just need better piracy education. Ooh, I can't believe I said that out loud on our show. Can't believe I just said that. But no, that's my point, right? It's like so his opinion appears to be that physical games can cost whatever they're going to cost because you have some other way of playing them. You know how I feel about physical.
Oh yeah, I know how you feel about physical. The same way I do.
I got this copy of Legacy of Darkness. Thought it was going to cost me an arm and leg. It was $24. Maybe I don't know things about things.
It was one of the
But I would I think it was a lot more than that when I was at Midwest Gaming Classic a couple of years back.
Sure. Well, I mean, those are convention prices too. So
fair. But I did get the first game at that same convention. So but now I got them. It's like $24 still feels kind of steep to me. But I don't know. Would I play N64 games emulated?
I used to go to Funko Land, and I used to pick up the 99-cent games that would be in just the bin, or loose Sega Saturn games for you'd rifle through their like binder thing that they had, and gosh, I got Sonic Jam. That's the collection of all the Mega Drive Genesis Sonic games plus the 3D museum and stuff. I got that for like I think $5.
Wow,
it's worth a ton now, but yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of that dollar bin, like those Famicom games, you can't really get for 50 yen anymore. Like even those are going up in price.
I mean, okay, go to I tweet about this occasionally, but like people always want me to take pictures anytime that I'm at the used hardware store. Hard off. It's funny because it's hard off, but
never not funny.
It's gotten not funny over the years. But anyway, but I used to take pictures and do videos because it's like, look at how cheap this stuff is. But it's not like that anymore. It's even the bins that used to be the 50 yen games. They're starting right now at around $3.
Oh my gosh!
Like
that's not terrible, but still.
And in the $3 bin, all you're finding is like what? Golf, mahjong, things like that, with tearing on the labels or writing on the back. It didn't used to be that way. You used to be able to find, you used to find Mario 3 in the dollar bins. You know what I mean? You used to find, good stuff, Gradius, things like that. And like the prices have just gone up. And like games that are fairly common that should be usual, like you used to be able to pick up Famicom disk system copies of Legend of Zelda for $10, easy, And now they're behind the glass case.
Oh,
it's not that it's rare. Zelda is the second most common Famicom disk system game after Mario 2.
Mm-hmm.
It is incredibly common as Famicom disk system games go, but the value's just gone up because of the series that it is. When I was 16 years old. Yeah, 16 years old. Did you know for a moment I owned something that was worth over $1 million?
Come on.
I bet you did too.
No.
I owned it for about 7.
You're pulling my leg. Pull the other one, as they would say.
So I it was Christmas morning. It was Christmas morning, and I got a copy of Super Mario Brothers 64. It was still in its original shrink wrap. And after I had gone through the Christmas stocking and had I think ate a popcorn ball, I went back to it, and I immediately my investment was destroyed because I opened it.
How could you? You fool!
I know.
Play a video game.
Yeah, I know. If only Vinnk from the future had come back and said, "Dude, hold on to that because soon there's going to be this huge scam operation." Wait, sorry. I mean, it'll be worth something someday. Yeah.
Yeah. What's this operation you're referring to?
Well, okay. Disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer. Sean, are you a lawyer?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
I'm not a lawyer, but I have played through the entire Ace Attorney trilogy.
Yeah. Oh, I've watched Legal on YouTube, so
there you go.
Also not a lawyer, but not lawyerly advice.
All right. Objection. See, I know that one. Hold it. But because I'm not a lawyer, I'd like to state that that I do not know for certain if the companies we're going to mention are indeed scamming people. Everything might be on the up and up. It just looks suspicious.
Okay.
And we're gonna play it like that. So I know. Listen, when you have a podcast with a global reach of our podcast, you got to be careful about such things. Like we could be influencing things. We don't want to say anything. We don't want to say anything bad. Anyway, so these scammers. Wait. Hold on. Let me start again. Okay. Basically, what's going on is we've got the price of retro going up a lot for sealed copies of games. So far, it's mainly just impacting sealed copies.
Sure.
But what's happening is people are grabbing sealed copies of usually fairly common games, but ones that have name recognition. You got your Marios, you got your Zeldas, you got your Metroids, you got your Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Not Punch-Out. You want Mike Tyson's Punch-Out because that's the original. Anyway, you got all these things. And first of all, where are all these sealed copies coming from? Because those are really good games. What kid went, oh, just what I wanted for my birthday? Well, time to put it in a vault. I suppose a store sometimes finds a box in old inventory or something, but really, like, I understand if it's like a really poor game that you can find some sealed copies occasionally to this day, but like, I don't know. Someone was really thinking ahead. Anyway,
or yeah, continue.
Or it's possible that they aren't really sealed copies, but you'd never be able to tell because once they're graded, they are sealed in that case, and you can't touch them. Anyway, that will. But anyway, these games have been coming up, and the prices have just been going crazy because it was only a couple of years ago that I saw the first listing that went over $100,000.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, it might have been the first listing that went over $10,000. Like stadium events, which is
yeah. So I was going to bring that up.
I mean, the last copy that sold, I think, was quite under $100,000, right?
More than I'm willing to pay.
Sure,
but for those who don't know, stadium events, the only difference between that and what came out is the title screen. The rest of the game is exactly the same. I guess the cartridge itself, right?
Sure,
but
I mean, I get that it's incredibly rare, though.
Right.
You know, or like a Nintendo, what is it? The Nintendo Championship cartridges, where it's a known quantity that there's like 20 in the world or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I get that. I understand because that's a known fact. But the fact that you've got a game selling for tens of thousands, maybe even someday millions, of some of the most common games in existence, and games that can be played any number of legal ways still. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like Mario 64, it just got re-released on the Switch, and it was available for the Wii Virtual Console and the Wii U Virtual Console, which, who knows how long those are going to last. But you know what? You know what you can get for less than $1 million? A Wii that has it on it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You know, and so, I mean, but the thing is, these people are not buying these games to play them. They're never going to open them.
Right.
They're buying them the same way people buy other types of assets, but even less so. Like often people who collect art at least appreciate art.
Sure.
I mean, it's possible that some of the people collecting these are like, this is my childhood. I want to own a copy that I can't play to put on my shelf and never let anybody touch forever. But most of the people who are investing in these things are using them the same way as a NFT. What is it? Non-fungible token something? You familiar with that?
Is that what that stands for? Yeah, I know what NFTs are. Ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, it's the same way. They're buying this as an item. And the recent thing is people are investing in shares of these games. What that means is like, okay, for example, that Mario...
They're time sharing the unopened game?
No, they're not time sharing. They will never touch it, ever. They are owning stock in a physical item. Okay.
In case it resells for more and
yes,
they get dividends?
Exactly. Yes, it's an investment. So what's going on is like the Mario 64 that was sold for, what was it, 1.3? I don't remember.
Too much.
The one that sold for way too much. Let's say $1 million, because that's easier. Okay. So let's say that it had 20 shareholders. It's probably more, but like the original game was bought before for, again, I'm making up numbers right now just to make a point. The actual numbers are probably even scarier.
Right.
But let's say that they bought this game. Let's say that 20 investors were in, and they bought the game for, let's say, $20,000 because it's really easy to divide. Okay. So they each put in $1,000, and then they collectively agreed to sell the game. But we don't know who it sold to because that information's private, but it might have sold to another consortium of collectors.
Sure.
Or one person looking to flip it later on. But either way, they decided to sell it, so they sold their shares of the game. None of them have ever owned the game. So
sure.
So they sell it, and now they've paid $1,000 into it, but now there's 20 shares of $1 million. So you can see how again, these numbers are made up, but they're you know, this is the practice that's going on, and some of it is just ridiculous. And there's these companies that exist who are like, whenever you're reading a news story about these games, their companies are spamming in the comment section of like, you can be part of the next one of these. You can. So like, yeah, the fact that they sold the game for this price, it was probably sold to another individual who may or may not, again, I am not a lawyer, who may or may not actually feel that it was worth that much money, but it's something to drive up the cost of these games, because a lot of the people who are investing in these have collections of a bunch of them. They've been buying for the last 10 years. They've been buying out these games whenever they see them, when they were cheap, and bringing up the cost of new sealed games in order to cash in later on. Now this is, yeah, definitely kind of a crazy thing. But it happened before. It happened in the 80s and 90s with the coin market. People were investing in coins, graded coins. Now, I should point out that grading is intensely important. Because, as I said, these people are never going to play these games. And they don't know what's a good condition game and what's a bad condition game, what it originally contained, what. So we've got grading companies who are getting a cut of these sales in order, or maybe not of the sales, but of the value that it's graded at, in order to, so it is in their interest to grade items high. And right now they haven't released any population reports. Are you familiar with population reports? You collect comic books, right? I did. You did. Okay. Basically, it's how many of a thing at a certain grade exist. Like a grading company has to release, how many have they graded total? How many of them have come out as a 9.0? How many have come out as a 7.0? And that lets you know how rare a really high quality copy is and how rare a medium, but like these companies have not released this. Really good comment just came in. Beanie Babies, same thing. You remember the Beanie Baby craze, right? I do, and it's like another iteration of this thing that happens every once in a while, where like some weird esoteric thing becomes popular for no apparent reason, like the Dutch tulips. Are you aware of the tulips? I am aware of the Dutch tulips. That this video that we will link in the show notes. It's done by what's his name? It's done by Carl Jobst. I think I'm saying that right. And he, along with Pat, the NES Punk or whatever, have been talking about this for a while. And he did a video, and he compared it to the tulip craze, where if anyone doesn't know, it's people were investing tons of money because tulips were what was it, rare that season, or they couldn't. There were these weird genetic defects that were giving it these crazy colors, and then people were like breeding these and like evaluating them based on criteria, like they're tulips, right? Like what? There was no inherent value to them. It's like anything, like it's just the value that people give to them and what they're willing to pay for it. So like these things became like Bitcoin. Well, that's treading into a whole nother. They're mining these incredibly rare tulips, and then people and it crashed, and no one cared anymore. So it crashed, and people lost fortunes on this because they had invested heavily. Whatever. I'm always remembering the Futurama episode where Zoidberg spends his money to buy a sandwich or whatever, and he's like, the sandwich heavy investor pays off again or something. But like it's exactly like that stuff, and it works. And the problem is usually I don't believe so much in trickle-down economics, but it kind of is affecting retro in general, because after that sale went live, the cost of even loose and in poor condition copies of Mario 64 went up a lot.
That's ridiculous.
And now it's starting to even hit Japan. Mario 64 is a game that I could get boxed for about $20 to $25 depending on the condition, and loose for like around $10. But like it's going up even here. And now that this is making an assumption, causation and correlation and stuff like that. It might not be, because games in Japan have been going up a lot in general since lockdown and Corona. So I don't know if I can say for certain, but a lot of games have been going up a lot from popular series. You see, you used to be able to count on, there were games that were rare in Japan, that were always rare in Japan, that were always expensive. Radiant Silver Gun for the Sega Saturn, it was always expensive because it wasn't produced in high quantities. Harmful Park for PlayStation 1, Sapphire for the PC Engine. Like, these were never cheap. They've been going up, but they've been going up at a rate that's consistent with the market. Like Sapphire was about $200 when I first moved to Japan, and now it's about $400. It's doubled. But other games, which were super common, have gone up at an exponential rate. You know what I mean? Like Metroid. Used to be able to buy a Famicom Disk System version of Metroid for $10 easy. You could easily get it. Disc only is going for about $60 right now, and in its case with its manual, you're looking at almost $100 right now, and that is crazy. And Metroid is not a popular series in America, so I'm thinking it's
America
not.
or Japan?
Yeah, Metroid is not that popular in Japan.
In Japan, yeah.
It is popular in America, so I'm thinking a lot of those copies are not staying in Japan, which is making it rarer in Japan.
Right.
And I know I'm part of the problem, so I'm not gonna pretend I'm not. But at the same time, I'm not harvesting them in order to, as an investment, at least not now. But I'll tell you now, you saw that I have I held up 2 sealed games at the beginning of this podcast. And for those who can't see what I'm doing right now, I'm holding them up again. And they're still sealed because there's definitely a part of my monkey brain that's like, hold on to that.
Right.
But that's the problem. It's by holding on to that that's ruining this market. I am the problem. Because but I can't, but like, since I have a copy that's already opened, I can't make myself open this one because there's no point right now. And part of me is still like, oh, gotta hold on to that. And that's a big problem. That's a big problem.
I compared this to in the early 2000s, late 90s. I got back into Transformers collecting, and that's how I found eBay.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so that's when like eBay started using PayPal, then bought PayPal, and now is apparently divested of PayPal.
Yep.
20 years later. But back in the day, I sent money orders to people. Beside the point. But like, the toys I was collecting were 15 years old.
Sure.
Maybe, right? So like even the loose stuff, I'm sure from G1 has gone up in value quite a bit since then. But like there was no value to me in buying something like mint in box, as they would put it, or even complete in box per se.
Sure.
Because I would open it, like I had them to display, to use, to tinker with, and like the video games to me are the same way. It's like I don't care about the boxes per se. Like maybe there's 1 or 2 games that I would like to have in like a complete set, but like I would open it and use it, or maybe I would have like an additional copy or whatever. But it makes no sense to me. Like there are the market for this has to be small, like millions
yeah.
of dollars in like one case. But like this isn't a big deal unless they're able to sell it again for that much or sell another one in the same condition for as much. And like I think that's the true test of this. If like they can manage to get that to happen again, then that might mean something. But I don't think until then that it does, because if it's not a thing that they use or care about, I really have to question the legitimacy of whatever it is they're trying to do. Because like in Mario 64 specifically, that's got a battery backup save, right?
Sure.
Did they grade the freaking battery before they?
Yeah, it might have leaked completely.
Right.
The game might be unplayable, but
it's sealed. How would they know?
Because once it's slabbed, you'll never know, because no one's ever going to open a game that's worth that much. Because the minute you open a $1.3 million game, again, it's not really worth that much at all. But like let's assume that it was.
Sure.
You've reduced the value of it instantly by about 95%. Like even if it's in perfect
5%
condition,
of $1 million is still quite a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. But then it goes to a high grade complete in box, and then you open it up and you find out that the battery leaked, or the cartridge doesn't work, or the registration card is missing, which happens, you know, plenty of times, you know, or when it was put in that box, the cardboard got a little folded because human error. Yeah.
Schrodinger's Mario 64.
Yeah. Yeah, Schrodinger. That's right.
I don't think Nintendo's helping the situation by like releasing the 3D All-Stars and then like not producing it anymore. I mean, I guess you can still buy it digitally, but
oh man, Nintendo. 3D All-Stars collection, when they announced that it was going to be a limited, only out for 6 months, it's on the top 10 best-selling Switch games, right? It sold like crazy because of FOMO. Everyone's like, and so many people bought like 10 copies of it. Like, ooh, this is going to be worth something. That is going to be worth nothing. Oh, okay. Let me take that back. Since it's Mario, it'll be worth something, but it's never going to be rare.
Right.
It might be worth something. It's okay. Do you remember a long time ago when they released the Elvis stamp? They had the voting before there. It was like, do you want young Elvis or do you want fat old Elvis? And of course, young Elvis won. And then the stamp came out, and I have some because my parents bought them for me and kept it in a binder. They're like, this will be worth something. It's the Elvis stamp. Elvis stamp is worth nothing because it's one of the most common stamps that's in non-posted, that hasn't been canceled because everybody held on to it. Okay, you're a comic book guy. The Death of Superman comic.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't open it, it's way too common.
Yeah, it's worth nothing because everybody kept it sealed. I don't think even a lot of people read it. I mean, a lot of people bought the comic because they're like, this is going to be worth something. It's the Death of Superman. No, it's worth nothing because it's the ones that are milestones that everybody threw away that are worth something. That's why a lot of old baseball cards are worth something because they're very rare. The old what is it? Is it Honus Wagner?
I wouldn't know.
I don't know. There's a baseball, one of the really expensive.
Bubblegum is still in there. That's what I want to know.
No, because they were tobacco cards, and that's the reason why this one is worthwhile, because the player he didn't want his baseball card to be sold with tobacco, so it was only there for a short amount of time. So there's very few copies of it, and that's why
stadium events.
And that's why it's worth some money, So they're. And we find ourselves doing that. So like right now I can get the Mario 3D collection pretty cheap in Japan. Like it's out of print, but if I want to get a used copy or even a new copy, it's pretty cheap right now because it was overproduced.
Sure.
And I've heard that it's still on the shelves in a lot of places in America because they never,
Yep, Toshi mentioned that in the chat.
Yeah. So like it. But like I know someone here who bought 3 copies, And I'm like, but the thing is, what we don't realize is because it's how the market has changed. The original Super Mario Anniversary Collection, that was the repackaged ROM dump of Super Mario All-Stars that was put on a disc for Wii. Do you remember this? It was released for the 25th anniversary, maybe.
Oh man!
But it was a terrible collection. It had a soundtrack CD, which was nice. But then the actual game itself was just Mario All-Stars, a port, no enhancements whatsoever. It was just emulation. Like the whole disc was like, I think like 10 megs or something. It was the game plus an emulator. That was it. But at that time, it hadn't been released on the Virtual Console, that version of it. So anyway, but it sold okay. It sold fine, but it was also a limited edition. But Nintendo never really went off on it. They said, they said limited edition, but they never said it will stop on March 3rd or something like that. They just they let it run until it sold out, and it's worth nothing these days. I can get a copy for $10, easy.
Sure.
But because they announced, because the idea of the collector's market has changed so much in 10 years, when this thing got released and they're like, it's going to be a limited edition, everyone's like, must buy now. And it worked. I bought it too. Because as much as my rational brain is like, you know what? This will be fine. I can pick it up later for cheaper. The irrational part of my brain goes, what if I never can own those games that I already own? It's really okay. Recently, I bought the box set of No More Heroes 3, which comes with No More Heroes 1 and No More Heroes 2. Why did I buy that? Because I'm crazy. Because I already bought the limited run copies of physical, so I didn't need them. They're exactly the same, but I bought it anyway.
Right.
Because again, I'm crazy. So I posted a picture of it on Twitter, and everyone's like, "Whoa, cool!" That's because it is pretty limited. Because No More Heroes, it was only sold in Japan, and No More Heroes is not that popular in Japan. The No More Heroes 3 just sold a whopping 7,000 copies its opening week.
Ooh.
So it'll sell better in the United States.
Boy.
But yeah. It's woof. That's bad. But anyway, but it's a Z-rated game, so you can't even buy it in a lot of places. A lot of the stores don't even sell Z-rated games. It's and if a store does have it, it's behind the counter. So it was never going to sell great. For it. Never going to sell well in Japan. But anyway, so I got the box set, and again, there's probably only 1,000 or 2,000 copies of it were made because it's No More Heroes in Japan. It's not that, But anyway, I picked it up because it was only like $25 more than just getting the game itself. And I'm a physical guy, So the box is just 2 Switch games in a package. Should I grab it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go grab it. For those who are watching live.
All right, to fill a little bit of dead air here, I got a tweet from that Psycho Lavos, aka Tristan, retweeted from Matt Paprocki. Remember for me to bringing that up.
It's got the best name. It's got the best name ever. It's the No More Heroes 3 $1,000,000,000 trilogy.
Oh, it's littler than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be bigger than that for some reason. I don't know. It looks amazing. I love that. That's great. Would you stop?
Now, this is what happened. I posted and I got so many nice comments, but someone asked me a question. They said the No More Heroes 1 and 2, is it on 1 cartridge or 2? And I assumed it was 1 cartridge because here I'll show you what it looks like inside. But I wasn't sure, And I don't have time to play this right now. I'm very busy, so I didn't really. But here, so it comes in the box is this one.
Okay.
And this one.
Oh, sure.
So yeah, and the box is just a box, and I think there was a download code for like some T-shirt or something. But but anyway, it wasn't
for the game.
No, but anyway, see, it's Z-rated because the original Wii release was D-rated, but they had taken out a lot of the violence, but it sold better because it was more But anyway, so the game itself is, as you can see, on both games on one little cartridge.
Sure.
But it might not have been, because the Bayonetta box set had 2 separate cartridges,
Right.
which is another story. It's got a kind of reversible cover too. It's kind of neat.
That's
But anyway,
cool.
yeah, might as well open the second game too. I'm going to play through the first one again before.
Oh, the plastic. Oh, what are you doing? Stop.
I'm doing my ASMR portion of our program. Wait, I'll put it right by the snowball so people can hear. For some people, this is really a turn on, and for some people, they're cringing right now because I'm opening a game.
I'm like right in the middle.
I wonder what it looks like inside. Hold on. Oh, that's nice. It's a cool inside.
Oh, it is very good. That's really nice.
A lot of games have just been coming out in plain cases. So, it says for use with the Death Drive, a 68,000 system.
That's beautiful.
I don't know if you can see these icons right there, but like they made a bunch of contains meat.
That's not true.
Yeah, I can see why they can't have this on the front cover.
Is it tube-shaped?
Contains meat, boobies, relaxation, costumes, and punching. Okay. But anyway,
some people's kids, I tell you.
But anyway, now I'm already seeing some comments. The thing is, but anyway, so someone asked me whether it was on 2 cartridges, and I said, I don't know. I'll go crack it open. And I did, and I took pictures of the inside, whatever. And not in my public comments, but I got a couple of messages that were like, why did you do that? Why did you open it? I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, there's only a few thousand copies of that in existence, and now there's one less. And I was just like,
they all went up in value besides yours.
Yeah. It's like,
you're welcome.
Yeah, it just blows my mind. Like, how is that? I understand if you're like an investor, but I mean, imagine it was a painting.
Yeah.
Imagine it was a painting, and you're keeping it in the original shipping crate so that it doesn't get exposed to the light, but no one ever gets to see it.
Right.
I mean, yes,
Schrodinger's
people can
yeah,
exactly. But for all I know, and now people have been realizing this recently with some limited run box sets, there's occasional human error involved where the cartridge is not in the box.
Oh.
And so some of the people holding on to these might have a dud of a product, which they never even realize.
That's a problem for the next person.
I very occasionally get still sealed Famicom Disk System games. It's rare, and it's usually really common titles, but it happens. It happens occasionally. Right.
But those bits could be ruined for all you know.
The first thing I do is crack those puppies open because you don't. It's old magnetic media. You have no idea if that still works. Yep. So
cosmic rays, man.
So far, all of them have worked, but you never know.
All right, comparison here.
Sure.
So Tristan, aka Cycle Lavos, posted a tweet from Matt Paprocki, who said his friend got this dead serious. This is like how many degrees of separation we are here. Yeah. His friend got this dead serious message on eBay about a game, asking him to raise the price because there's less than 5,000 copies available in the world. So like they wanted to raise the price on eBay so that, like OPEC, they can help control the price of all the copies of the game.
They're colluding with eBayers? Like, wait, maybe that.
No, this random person.
Yeah.
And who knows what their personal interest is? I can only speculate. Yeah. Was asking them to raise the price of their listing so that the other 5,000 copies or so would look better by comparison. Because if they sold it for so little, it would tank the value of all of them. People think they can get it for less than that because they'd be like, oh, that's this person paid $24 for Legacy of Darkness or whatever, right?
Huh.
Complete in box copy, according to this, like covers around $270. So
these people should not get wind of my store because I undercut
Yeah.
eBay all the time.
Oh, right. And then you ship, right? And then it's like it's still cheaper.
Yeah.
But the whole like scalping market, the whole like there are people out there who are always gonna be like, I don't have any personal interest in this, but nerds are gonna pay out the nose for that.
Yep.
And that's their only interest. And I will, I want an Xbox Series X.
Sure.
But I'm not going to pay $1,000 for one. I'm going to wait until the supply is reasonable. There's nothing to make me want to get it any sooner.
And I think that's the whole thing about the market or whatever. You see, I have this, and I never bought it with the idea to resell it. You're going to have to pry this from my cold, dead hands. You know what I mean? This is mine. So of course I'm going to open it. Of course I'm going to open it. Now, but I mean, if my idea was, and that's why I'm not a good businessman, because even the games, that I get, like, my first personality feature is that I am a gamer myself. And if there's a good game, I won't sell it unless I have another copy, because, but yeah, there's plenty of people. I mean, yeah, hardware market is crazy right now, just crazy because, okay, take the PlayStation 5 in Japan.
Yep.
It's sold nearly 1 million copies right now. Okay?
It's amazing.
But the best-selling game on the system has only sold around 50,000 copies.
Wild.
And almost every month, there's no PlayStation 5 games in the top 10 or often in the top 30.
That doesn't make any sense. Or is there like a digital sales side of this that we don't see because it's not part of the regular sales numbers?
It's possible, but Japan has not embraced it nearly as much as the other countries. In Japan, you can assume, depending on the type of game that it is, somewhere between 20 and 50% digital. So if it's a game that's like a persistent world, usually more digital. And if it's something that's an RPG that people are going to play and beat, much less digital because there's a resale value there. So anyway, but even assuming a 50% digital value, and the digital only PlayStation 5 is not selling well in Japan. Again, probably for those reasons I mentioned. Games have resale value,
and only so much hard drive space.
Yeah. So the idea is, like, no one's really sure exactly what's going on, but some people think that they're being bought from Japan where it's not as popular and just being scalped to other regions.
Sure.
It's or that people are holding on to them, feeling that they have resale value, and that there's tons of ones that are not in any end user's hands right now that are just sitting in warehouses with people trying to sell for over the price. And that works in the United States, but in Japan, people are not super excited about the PlayStation 5 enough to pay scalping prices.
Well, especially if they're not going to buy anything for it. Like I saw that. Oh, what game was it? Oh, the Horizon Zero West. Is that even the name of the game? I don't remember. The next Horizon Zero Dawn game.
Yep.
It's going to have a free upgrade to PS5.
It is now. Apparently, originally it was going to cost $10. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like if Sony isn't getting a cut of the game sales, physical or otherwise, to like support the PS5.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to say that they're losing money on the PS5, but like
no. It's so popular in the United States. Oh,
okay. In the US, it's popular.
Well,
that's something. I don't know if I've even seen any PS5 games, but you can play PS4 games anyway, right? It doesn't really matter.
I mean, it's selling on the promise of future games now.
There's that, yeah.
Like, I think the new Ratchet and Clank?
Forbidden West, thank you.
Yeah, I think, there's a couple exclusives and there's a couple remasters. For the most part, I don't think it has a killer app yet. I mean, people will disagree with me, but based on the type of games I play, there's nothing that's making me, feel like I gotta jump in on that one right now.
Well, that Last of Us remake.
Sure. And
sure.
And you know what I hear?
I played a remake copy, so there you go.
You know what I hear is going to be on that system? Don't tell anybody, but I bet you it's going to get Grand Theft Auto 5. And I bet you that's going to be one of the best-selling games on the system.
Hey, that matches PS5 Grand Theft Auto 5.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Conspiracy.
Oh, Satoshi has just reminded me that Neptunia Rebirth 1 remake is a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Oops, that's the one I wanted.
And I bet that moved tens and tens of consoles.
Boo.
I might be exaggerating. Actually.
Lord. Oh,
no, I mean exaggerating the other way. Like, I doubt anybody bought the console for that game. That is an exclusive so there's very few exclusives for the system right now. I'm guessing under 10, and that's fine. That's fine. I think, I don't know. For me, my TV is still 1080p.
Mm-hmm.
So PlayStation 4 really did it for me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like that's enough. If I had an 8K TV and I played the kind of games that like enhanced ultra realistic graphics, that would be something. But like the game I've put the most effort into right now is a port from a Game Boy Advance game. The Phoenix Wright trilogy is what I'm playing right now. And as soon as I finish that, I'm going to play a game that's an enhanced version of a 3DS game. So like
beautiful,
I think that's how it goes for a lot of Japanese gamers too. There's definitely the people who are looking for the cutting edge graphics, but for a lot of people, they're like, oh, there's a 5 now? Neat. What's it do?
Right. Right.
You
don't have it. That's what it does. FOMO.
Yep, exactly. I think that's how a lot of them are selling.
All this PS4 talk is making me think of what I want to talk about for future retro.
Okay. Do you want? You got anything more on this topic? I mean, this is a big topic.
It's huge, and I guess my feeling on it is like I said about the toy collecting, right? Like it doesn't make sense to me. It feels like it's trying to take advantage of people at best, and like, it might be driving up prices for the average consumer, but hopefully not enough to make a huge difference. Although I still remember like when the DuckTales remake came out, that like the for $20 digital, that the physical copy of the original game also went up to $20.
I remember going to Midwest Classic back in maybe it was Midwest Classic number 2.
Ooh,
so it was still it was still at the high school at that time, and it was still like just in the cafeteria room. And I remember going there, and they just had a group of, they had professional vendors, but there were also just piles of tables where you could just bring your crap, bring your stuff and swap. And I got so many games, and I just got rid of the ones that I beat. And at the time, I wasn't thinking like this is going to be worth it. I got rid of a lot of Neo Geo Pocket Color games, which I kind of regret now, but I got games that I hadn't played. And, it was just a really nice atmosphere of swapping. But I can't imagine it these days because everyone's going to have their phone out and be checking the prices, looking at the condition. Because I'm sure I bet I got some really good deals, and I bet I got some really bad deals too.
Sure.
But it was based on the games I wanted to play more so than what something was worth. So I traded, what did I trade? I traded two boxed Neo Geo Pocket Color games for a copy of the original Phantasy Star on Master System because I hadn't played it at that point. And for me, that was a good trade. Now, you look at the prices right now, and they got a much better deal out of it. But I wouldn't have ever played those games again. Maybe, I don't know, maybe down the line, but I sure enjoyed playing Phantasy Star. I really got a kick out of that. And that's what gaming used to be. You'd have your collection, and you knew that some of them were valuable, but at the same time, it wasn't all based on like an investment. It was more of bringing back nostalgia, having can you imagine if public libraries suddenly went, okay, you can borrow these books, but this one's quite rare. You can't check.
No, that's ridiculous.
But you can take it home with you for a week, but it's in this slab,
You can look at it and caress the slab.
Yes. I mean, then again, you know what? Rare book departments do exist. You have to have permission to go there. You gotta.
Oh yeah. It's like in Doctor Strange.
Rare books are ruining the industry.
Anyway, all right.
I didn't see Doctor Strange. Speaking of though, I have started watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Am I late to the party? Am I late to the party on this one?
Yeah, catch up, please, because there's something I want to do for the secret podcast.
Secret podcast. No, I mean that's why I'm watching it actually.
Okay. Good. All right.
That is actually why I'm watching it. So I'm going through sequentially. I'm up to Thor right now.
Did you start with the first Hulk movie? No, don't.
No, because it's not considered. It's not considered part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Is the what's his face? The second one,
the one with Edward Norton.
Edward Norton, is that one considered part of it? It is considered
part of it. Yes.
Okay.
So the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I had to download because I had to figure this out. But the Phase 1 starts with Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor. That's where I am. That's where I am right now. Okay. Now I've seen a bunch of things in between because I only watch Marvel Cinematic Universe movies when I'm riding on an airplane.
Oh.
That's the only time I got enough time for a movie that long, you know.
Sure.
I got four kids, you know.
I got 5 kids to feed.
So I've seen the whole Phase 1, but a long time ago.
Sure.
So I'm rewatching them. And so I've got, I think, Thor and then the first Avengers. And then I've seen a little bit of Phase 2 because I watched Iron Man 3 and I've seen the 2 Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Sure. And I've watched bits of other things. So I'm going to go through and I'm really proud of myself in the same way as if someone walked up to me and goes, "Hey, I found a really cool book you might be interested in. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's about magic and wizards and schools. It's called Harry Butter or something. I don't know what it's called, but it's really good." You know. Yeah. But anyway,
right.
No.
Let's do it.
You know,
we're squirreling.
Squirreling. Okay. Let's move.
All right. So let's do our future retro and pile of shame.
Okay. You want to go?
No, you go first. Go ahead.
Okie doke. I mean, I've been picking up a lot of things that I was considering for the future retro. And I might talk about this later once I put a little more time into it.
Sure.
But I gotta say I'm gonna do a book recommendation for the first time.
That's not a video game. Is it an ebook?
No, it is a dead tree book. But don't worry, it's connected. Don't worry, it's connected. It's connected.
All right.
Are you familiar with the site Hardcore Gaming 101?
I am not.
They do kind of
deep, though.
They do kind of deep dives on different games. And this book is okay. I'm good. I'm going to be honest. This is the type of book that is a lot of it is just they have one page dedicated to each game, and a lot of it is it's basically the Wikipedia, rewritten, and that's okay because it also has some wonderful photos, little bits about whether it's a good game or not, and I like the layout. I think it's really nice, and it is about something near and dear to my heart of Japanese video game obscurities.
There we go.
Oh,
nice.
Oh,
yeah, I'll yeah.
Yeah. Now it's put out by Kurt. How would I pronounce his name? Kalata. I don't know. He also did a really good book that I read all about point-and-click adventure games, and so this one kept coming up in my recommendations because I buy a lot of like history of games books, and I'm like Japanese video game obscurities. Now I'm familiar with a lot of these, but even I found some that I hadn't known because it delves into the early PC market as well. So we're looking at some really old school type of games. Just really interesting stuff. And
it makes a nice book. It's hardbound, and I haven't finished it. I've just been paging through it, but it's really interesting. And but I'm scared to recommend it. This book.
Interesting. Why is that?
Because of our topic. No, seriously. Like, a lot of these games are still really cheap. Some of them are rare. And because they've been known about. But a lot of these, because I didn't know about them, that means there's not a lot of YouTube videos about them. There's not a lot of write-ups of them. And I'm worried that books like this, if this book becomes popular, it's going to drive the price up.
Oh, no.
Like, we're going to go to crazy town with these things, because there's a lot of things here that I'm going to try to pick up as soon as I can before the prices go nuts. Like, there's known stuff like Soccer Wars, that's a known quantity, but there's plenty of other stuff that I don't even know of. And I think it's this book is why I'm getting so many requests recently for people looking for this Famicom Disk System game called Time Twist.
Interesting.
Because I mean, maybe not this book specifically, but someone has discovered it recently and made a big deal about it, because everyone's been asking me about Time Twist lately. And I'm like, it's a game that most people won't even be able to play. Maybe a translation came out recently or something, but tons of people have been asking me about Time Twist, and I've never had anybody requesting it before that, So yeah. I'm nervous that every time I see it, oh good Lord, someone's doing what is it? Is it video game? Can't remember the name of the channel. I'll look it up later. Is doing an 8-part series on the PCFX right now. And I'm worried that the prices, which have already been going up recently because of people making videos, are going to go, because my collection is far from finished. But the prices, like, that's a game where I used to be able to buy games for that system for under $5, and the cheapest possible games on there right now are in the $20 range.
Okay.
And I used to have this game called Zenki. It's like a 2D beat 'em up type game based off an anime, and I had bought it for $50. And someone was asking about it. They're like, oh, man, I really want that game. And I was offered $150 for it. And I'm like, yeah? Now I'd be lucky if I could get a copy for $2,000.
Wow.
Yep. But at the time, I'm like, yeah, you can have this one for $150. I'll be able to find it again cheap. Nope. They knew better than I did that it had already gone up in price between the time I bought it and the time. And yeah, but you know what? At the same time, I got $100. That bought me this one. I could buy new games for that price. That's new game money. Why do you want these old stinky games?
Yeah, we don't like old games here.
No, hate old games. Give me my Call of Duties and microtransact. Oh, I love me some microtransactions. Forget games from now on. I just want point cards.
I'm hurt.
Famicom Dojo implodes
on the outside.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what we should talk about for our next podcast? How great free-to-play is. Yeah.
We've done a few free-to-play topics before, haven't we?
I know, but we've never talked about how great it is.
Oh, Lord.
We should also talk about how we should thank corporations for delisting old games, saving us from poor-looking games. Now we can get our Call of Duties, and we can. Sorry.
That's a good segue, actually.
Might be going off topic. So tell me about. So okay, we're a retro game podcast. So Sean, tell me about the retro game that you've been playing recently.
So I've been playing Last of Us Part 2.
Is that a retro game? Are we on Last of Us Part 12 right now? And this is one of the early ones. Is it a Famicom game?
No, it is not even close.
Fine. Tell me about a new game.
So all this PS5 talk reminded me of how much of a bear it was. I don't have that many PS4 games.
No, you really
PS3.
Yeah.
At all. So one of the new things with that generation of consoles, minus Nintendo, because you can't really, Nintendo does their own thing all the time, is that you have to install everything to the hard drive.
Sure.
So with like the half dozen games that I owned, I went over the top this last Christmas
Yeah.
with like the 3-in-1 Lego Marvel pack I got for my kids. I couldn't fit everything on anymore, so I actually deleted like the Nathan Drake collection that I bought or I got for free on the first Sony Play at Home.
Ooh, I think. I've got some play at home games. I just need a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Or 5.
You do need a PS4. Yeah, either one. See, that's so right now you probably want a 4, but then like I'm gonna go PS4 Pro. Like So the problem I had was I was out of hard drive space, right? And like, what can I do about this? I didn't know what my options were, so I thought, well, I'm going to get a PS4 Pro, but then I had the problem of I have PT, and I don't know if or how that would transfer. So I was hemming and hawing. Like the cheapest thing to do really was to just get an expansion hard drive, and they sell those at Best Buy, like branded for that. So it's like $80 maybe on a sale, and I got like 2 terabytes. That's probably more than I'll need because. So I reinstalled everything that I had. I got The Last of Us Part 2, which is what really prompted this and spurred this on. And then I re-downloaded the Nathan Drake collection. But like, it takes hours. Like those Blu-ray discs, Sony, man, I don't know how they won that particular format war because HD DVD was where it was at. but
that's another topic.
It sure is. Just let me say for the record that the idea of like deleting games from your hard drive to just download them again later does not work if you don't want to wait the hours it takes to like download the game and then download the patch for the game. And then
you just got to clean out your fridge. You got to clean out your fridge. Do you remember that was a thing with the Wii and how Sony fans made fun of Nintendo fans, and now Nintendo's like, just you can get a new SD card and you're good to go. And
no, man,
a lot harder now.
No, I just not gonna happen. But also, there's the whole digital services going down one day, and the CMOS issue. So I'm gonna delay that as much as I can with having a hard drive and having everything current that I'm gonna buy for PS4.
Okay.
That was the first thing. That was the precursor.
Is it a solid state hard drive?
Yes. So it'll probably die in a horrible cosmic ray accident. But
Cosmic Ray is my boxer name.
That's nice. Schrodinger's boxer ray.
Yes. I'm gonna destroy battery backup saves.
Lord.
Is that a boxer's dog?
Yeah, I think so. I've seen the backstory for Daredevil enough times to anyway.
Don't know. Not that far. Not that far in the cinematic universe. Do I need to watch Daredevil? Is that
no?
Do I need to watch Agents from S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No. Oh God.
Do I need to watch WandaVision?
Yes.
Yes, I know I do.
I need the Disney Plus stuff. Counts.
Do I need to watch Loki?
Yes. Oh yes.
Do I need to watch What If? Or
probably.
Do I need to watch Something Jones? David Tennant Bad Guy Show.
You don't, but you should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I need to watch the one where the white guy is like a martial artist?
Moving on.
Iron.
Only if you want to watch Defenders. I haven't made it to the second season of that
What's
show.
Defenders?
Or I have, and I forgot.
Oh, no.
It's those Netflix shows.
Okay.
Together like the Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Save
it for the secret podcast.
Okay. We've been hitting about that for a long time.
I know.
Are we getting close to secret podcast?
Coming. Yes, we are.
All right.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
All right. So I've been playing The Last of Us Part 2, or I had been.
Yeah.
I meant to talk about this the last time we recorded the podcast, but I'm like, I didn't talk about Double Switch. So I talked about Double Switch. Then we didn't do one for 3 months. So this is a little overdue.
Yep.
But I played The Last of Us Part 2, not because of the controversy around it, but because I just wasn't playing video games hardly at all. And then 2020, things happen in 2020 and then early 2021.
Does the controversy involve a spoiler?
I will dance around that.
Okay.
But yes, it does.
Okay, then.
I'm not going to talk about that part of it.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about that part.
Okay, keep going then.
So I hadn't played The Last of Us Part 1 in quite a while, and I played the PS4 remake version. That was my first introduction to it. But like I thought I remembered enough about it to like hop into the new game.
Sure.
And I wasn't wrong. It was very nice. Although someone joked in the Discord that, or no, it was someone at work was telling me like, I hope you enjoy watching a movie or whatever.
I love movies.
It's kind of true. There's a lot of cinematics, but I don't hate it because there's some good story.
I enjoyed Last of Us up until it got to the gameplay.
Ooh, ouch. Well, you might.
I don't like shooters. I don't like shooters, but I really liked the story. I
was gonna say that for the most part you can sneak around. That's actually more true of the second game. The first game will make you fight and clear an entire area in certain spots. You really don't have a choice.
It's like I truly enjoy the exploration, character development, and story of Mass Effect. But they're like, okay, shoot bang time, and I'm like,
well, and there are modes of Mass Effect where you can play more story than the shoot bang stuff.
Not in the first game though.
Not in the first game. That's true. Legendary Edition is a whole other story.
Yeah.
Maybe next episode.
Another time. Okay.
Yeah. But no, I played Last of Us Part 2, and first of all, I got to say that this game is absolutely gorgeous. Like, they made this for the PS4. First off, like it is artistic masterpiece.
A lot of chef's kisses.
I'm sorry, it is so good. There's, it's not spoiling much. I hope not, but there you spend a not insignificant amount of time in post-apocalyptic reclaimed by nature Seattle. And I've never been to Seattle personally, but I feel like if I actually go to Seattle now, that like I'll know this section of Seattle that they based this part of the game on. It's just gorgeous. But like the thing that's most interesting to me is like the pathos of the story. I don't want to spoil the ending of the first game, but this very much picks up off of the consequences of the ending to the first game.
Okay.
And
consequences.
Yes. If you're a fan of Lost, there's some storytelling elements that are very Lost-like.
I like trumpets.
I don't think that they had quite those. It's more like stock title card impact font.
Okay.
And then,
Okay.
But I very much appreciate the structure of it, and there's a very long thread on the Discord if you want to read my full thoughts about this, including spoilers that are like, sliced out of it.
I remember my phone going off a lot that day.
Yeah. Well, see, I unfollow most of those topics, except for unless I mentioned specifically, and then like maybe general, I keep an eye on. But other than that, I just check it every once in a while. But I'm to speak of the controversy without really talking about the controversy. So utterly pointless to me, and I again go into great detail about that. But there was a story decision that they made that upset a lot of people, and as someone who didn't feel as attached, like personally, like in a role-playing situation, to the characters of the first game or even the second game, it didn't bother me in the same way. It's like, I saw that coming. That makes sense. And it's a story. It's a story about, the saying, like you when you seek revenge, dig 2 graves. That's the story of the game, basically.
Yeah.
And I won't say anything more than that.
But you say people gonna die?
That's a whole other topic.
Okay.
But really, if you want to taste what this game is like, go back and play the Left Behind DLC for The Last of Us, the first game. There are moments from that which sort of foreshadow the structure, the whole like present day flashback thing that they do, the Lost like thing, with the story, but also when you know something's going to happen, and this is also very Lost like. It's like it's not so much about like whether something should or shouldn't have happened. It's about how people feel about it and what led up to it, and like the ruminations on it later. And you see people again in flashbacks, like in Lost. Like Ethan died in season 1, and you saw him for 7 seasons.
Yeah.
But I guess apart from that, like it feels like I get what Naughty Dog was going for, and like the message they were trying to say, and like I feel like the story of the game is also a piece of high art as much as like the graphics and sound design and music and all that stuff. And it's really hard to say more about that without spoiling lots and lots and lots about it. But like I didn't like fundamentally disagree with any decision that they made. It's like, yes, this makes sense to me. It feels like it sucks sometimes, and it puts me in a position I don't want to be in sometimes. Yeah. But like as a role player in this game, it's like I have to see it through. Like the only way to like back away is to stop playing, which isn't, that's the point of some like indie games. That's not the point of this game. The point is to see it through. And so I did, and it was heavy, and I went right back and I played the first game again because I forgot certain details, like how Tommy is Joel's brother, like an important thing, kind of a big plot point, but I hadn't played the game in 5 years. So I was like, my mind was like going off to these different places about like, what could this mean? It's like, oh no, it's not the relationship that they had. But there's small little things like Joel's watch or whatever. Like I forgot the significance of certain things. So going back and playing the first game was helpful, but also like it also made me appreciate how much technically they had done to improve the game, because I remember playing the first game in the remastered version being like, this is amazing, but now it feels like the animations are too fast and the frame rate too smooth, and like the controls are a little wonky comparatively. And it's a weird place to be in, where it's like, oh, this feels like an old game, but there's like 7 years between the two of them.
Do you think it should be remade again? And can we do that as the topic next time?
Part 2 or part 1?
All games.
Oh yeah, I think part 1 could benefit technically from the upgrade, because people might miss the forest for the trees, right? Like they might be so used to how modern games are that they just won't play it because of how it looks and feels. And it might take you out of the story a little bit because of the technical advancements.
It makes me feel so old that you're saying that The Last of Us is not a modern game, because for me that's
2013 that game came out.
No.
Yeah. Like everything. So PS3 was like
that
the console
be, because I'm still super young.
There's lots of PS3s even in The Last of Us Part 2, because there's no more Sony. But there's PSPs laying around, so take that. Physical won the day in Last of Us Part 2. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah.
Although there's a scene that anyway, so I guess to wrap that up, the thing I would say about the controversy is that people get too wrapped up in identifying with certain things. Like people who like really are into the Joker, you might be attached to the wrong things. And I don't know if Naughty Dog was trying to distance themselves from that weird rabid fan base. It does feel a little weird that they would be the ones remarking on this, when like between that and the Nathan Drake series and all other Pew Pew Bang Bang games that they've done, that they're suddenly growing a conscious about like what these hyper violent experiences could actually mean to people. But the fact that they even did it, like even if it was weirdly self-serving, or like got themselves off the hook for like being part of the problem, it's, I guess they don't have the authority to make those comments otherwise. Does that make sense? Like there's some self-awareness. No. They're not going to stop making these games, right? This isn't like, but it's weirdly meta in a good way.
Yeah.
So I think you should play this game despite what you may have heard negatively about it, because I don't buy it. it is game, and there's another major thing I wish I could talk about. It's way spoilery, but like the game was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be.
I think we should all. I think another good topic that we could dive into sometimes later is like art versus artist. I think that might be a really interesting thing because there's some definitely problematic stuff in some games we've liked quite a bit. So,
well, we should probably like watch all of Lindsay Ellis's Death of the Author stuff first, so we don't rehash those topics.
What do you mean? Our show is all about repackaging things in a way that's less clear and takes a lot longer
Fair
than
enough.
someone who said it better. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Fine.
No, that's our brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, if we're our brand, if we're not repackaging Wikipedia articles, we should definitely be talking about barely remembered YouTube videos from other people.
That hurts me right here. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I should probably segue us into wrapping this up then.
All right. Yeah. We gotta wrap this up pretty soon. But do we wanna do any Denshimail?
What do you think about doing Denshimail as a separate mini episode? I wanted to give that a shot again.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So you want to cut here, or we can just let it run and then you can cut it later. Or would you prefer to
good
cut?
Question.
Right now?
Yeah, let's make a clean break so that we can like do an intro and outro to that other part of it. If that's all right.
Okay, but we're gonna let this stream keep running then.
Yeah, we're not gonna stop the stream. Sorry.
Okay. So,
I didn't remember I wanted to do this until after I was reading my notes during the show. So
okay,
sorry.
Let's give this episode an ending first, though.
Yes, give this episode. Yes, we'll stop this one.
Let's end this episode.
Yes.
Don't worry. All this is going to be cut out when you listen to it while you're washing your dishes.
Absolutely. So. Yeah. In 3 months when I remember to do it.
Yes.
So thank you everyone for listening to this episode of the Famicom Dojo video game podcast. It is September 2021 as we record this, which means it's t-shirt time for the patrons.
Ooh.
Yeah. So there is
we know you've been naked up till this point, but we are going to fix that.
There was a whole year where we didn't give you a t-shirt, but now we've fixed that with 2 t-shirts for those who are eligible.
2 t-shirts.
So those are up now. Check out Patreon if you haven't already. If you are listening to this live, I will be reaching out to you soon. If you're listening to this in the future, in a couple of weeks or a year or whatever, and you think you should have gotten a shirt and you didn't, let me know. Let us know. Leave a comment on this video. Go to the Discord. Go to Patreon. Whatever. But we're gonna make sure everyone gets one, including people who have since, including people who have since ended their contributions. Like if you earn one in 2020, you didn't get one, you're gonna get one.
Yep.
So we're gonna be real good about that.
Yep.
But
you shall be naked no longer.
Yes. There's not one but 2 designs, 2. Ooh. So you can have both of them if you want.
And they're really good. They're really good.
We ordered our own already, so they're on the way.
I went with green and like a charcoal gray.
Yeah, man. It's so good.
I'm gonna look so awesome.
It's very game day with less explosions. Fewer explosions.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk down to the store Famicom Dojo, and Kira will comment like whenever I wear a shirt, he's like, "Oh, you're still doing that."
Hold on, I gotta. Oh goodness. Someone screenshot that. So yeah, thanks everyone. This is my obligatory Patreon, like, even dollars better than an ad thing. I think like in the audio version we'll have a proper ad.
It'll be tweaked.
But this is like please love us because we can do so many more awesome things with you. But I guess, we'll try not the kids are back in school. We can probably do another one of these sooner rather than later.
Yep.
At least on my end. I don't know about Vinnk.
I'm free next week.
All right.
We'll see. For now. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. All right, then. So then I suppose until next time, the dojo is...
It's in your podcast library right now, and you want to open that file, but as soon as you do, it loses all value.
No, listen to it. No one's going to care. It's free.
Yeah, just open
Lord.
it up. Open it up. You're not gonna resell it anyway. You're gonna love it so much. You're gonna keep it forever.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do the stinger again, and then we're gonna do another episode.
Okay.
In the
So
30
I'm gonna
minutes or so that we have.
Quick, real quick.
Or should we stop the files? Yeah, I'll stop the files.
Do you want to, or you can just split it later? That's fine.
Oh yeah, let's just keep them running then. That's
okay.
Fine.
Keep it running. Okay,
All
let's
right,
go for
all
it.
right, here we go.
And now episode 2.
Woo. Satoshi's comment stayed up. Oh wait, that's fine.
You want to do it again?
Anyway, no.
Okay.
Now
I ruined it. Now I ruined it.
Yeah, it's terrible. No.
All right.
Let me bring it in. Hey, Vinnk.
Hey, Mr. SeanOrange.
So we're trying something new, or rather old. I think.
Okay.
Winter Dojo 20.
Yes.
2015. Yeah, 2015.
Yeah, it's winter right now, right? Oh, okay.
It's fall.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention.
When we tried to do the separate Denshimail episodes.
That's the first time we did that.
I remember.
And I wanted to do that again.
Yeah.
Because kind of like the last time, we were weekly back then.
Yeah.
And
we were, weren't we?
I know.
There were a lot less kids.
Yes. There are 3 times as many kids, I think, as there were back then.
Yep.
Maybe twice. Anyway, more kids, more responsibilities,
kids.
more gray hair now.
Less hair altogether.
There you go.
Okay.
So let's try this again, because it'll make it easier on me for one thing, and there'll be more things in the feed. It's gaming the system a little bit. But we have the new website now. So Famicom Dojo.tv, v2.famicomdojo.tv. I'm going to be slowly transitioning the old site over to the new one, so that it'll just be, the V2 won't matter anymore. But we'll get there.
Yep.
But you can much more easily find anything you're looking for in the podcast section. There's a show section which will have these things split up, and like you can listen to either one or the video version that we're doing here. Super cool. Check it out.
All right.
In fact, this will go up on the website pretty much after we're done here, because it's that easy to add.
Yep.
It's great.
Now, Sean, I've noticed that the world is not doing so well lately. You know what I mean?
There's a vampire, but that's
diseases and wars, and it seems like there's a huge divide. And I think that's possibly because we haven't been doing the podcast enough, because the world has questions that they're not getting answers to.
My God, you're right.
So we're going to solve this right now. Sure. We're going to give people the answers that they need right now.
Right now.
All right.
I'm gonna read one. Oh, there's only one in the DojoCast thread on the Discord here.
Okay.
But Mecha Dragon asks, as people that collect retro video games, what is your opinion on remakes, remasters, re-releases? Oh man.
That's kind of on the head. You gonna put it up on the screen?
I have to type it in. No, it's not. I didn't have time to put them in.
That's fine.
I personally think about it based on individual new versions' merits, such as what benefits I get over the original version.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm at an age right now where I don't need to play new video games. I just play the old ones remade again and again. As I said, what I've been enjoying lately is I've been playing Xenoblade Definitive Edition and the Phoenix Wright Trilogy Remastered. That's like what I'm playing these days, because I think there's something just comfortable about playing those old games again. But what else am I playing? I'm playing Famicom Tante Club, which is also a remake, and I'm playing the Sam and Max the Telltale Adventures remade. Oh my goodness, am I playing anything new? No More Heroes 3. That's it.
Yeah.
But before I do that, I'm going to play the remasters of the first 2 games. So I'd say I'm for it, I guess. But at the same time, I would say that it's causing a lot of developers to not explore as many new ideas, which is kind of sad, because when you find a formula that works, sometimes it's easier just to stick with it. Because I think we're going to be a couple more consoles before we have a new Grand Theft Auto, for example, because there's no need to, because people are fine just having a remastered version of the old ones, which I would buy if they did the original trilogy on Switch.
Oh. All right.
Which is a rumor. It's a rumor right now that the Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is going to be released.
Wow. Okay.
That's the rumor. Don't know if it's true. By the time this podcast comes out, tell me if I was right.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Right.
So I guess dovetailing with the episode of the same number.
Okay.
I feel like the importance of remakes is to reach a modern audience for whom the UI technological barrier is too great to cross to have a good experience.
Sure.
So I'd said that in the specific case of The Last of Us Part 1, but that could go for anything. If it's just enough to do a port, that's not what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
You know, because people felt like maybe the 3D All-Stars, the Mario 3D All-Stars deserved remakes, kind of like the original All-Stars, like went from 8 to 16, but there was a significant leap there. It's not as big when you're talking even N64 games necessarily. Up to the Wii U, although like even like playing N64 games on the Pile of Shame live streams lately, they look better than I remember them. Right, just the frame rates are a little low, so that can be improved.
I mean, there's so many really good games that I think people would never give a chance today, just because if they came up with a straight port. For example, the Sega Saturn game Burning Rangers, had some really, really cool concepts, but the graphics, whereas they looked pretty good at the time, and the frame rate just would no one would give it a time of day unless it was remade. Even a classic like Panzer Dragoon Saga could really use some quality of life improvements, but like, you know, things like that. There's a lot of games that I think are, well, both of those games also are so rare they need remasters so people could even play them. Because that's the type of thing that would be slabbed for $1 million or something like that. Daniel H says the world needs a remaster of BMX XXX. Oh yes, definitely. That's a timeless sort of game. You know, that's a game, you know, that would do super well in the market today, I think. You know, as long as they have the same soundtrack exactly. Old like 90s
that's ooh boy. I mean, I'm torn because sometimes the sound design needs to be updated too, right? I'm torn. What's another here? Counter example.
Sure.
So I play Rondo
BMX XXX is a good example. Okay, good.
No.
okay.
I just meant it just reminded me of the music thing.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Counter example is I played Rondo Blood for the first time also because it's on my pile of shame.
Sure.
I got the Wii copy of the Japanese PC Engine Super CD version, right? I didn't know that's what it was when I got it. I just knew it's the Japanese version. So like actually I had to do some little bit of research thanks to Satoshi and Syndra putting me in the right direction. But that's why there's like, you know, there's like audio, like awesome like CD quality audio and music. And I think there was like was that the Branching Path game out of the ones I played? I think that was.
It's
because I had to go save Maria and I didn't have to do that.
It's the last of what is called a traditional Castlevania game because Symphony of the Night's the first like Metroidvania.
Right.
But it was definitely more branchy than the previous ones. Yeah.
So you know, most people have played that version through the PSP remake, right?
Yeah.
So, but like I feel like just looking at
emulation.
Yeah. But just looking at screenshots, I feel like something was really lost in that. Like it doesn't it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And I think the Symphony of the Night changes are similar.
Yeah.
So there's a way where it can go bad, where like it doesn't pull forward the experience. Like if you're doing a remake that makes the game look as good as you thought you remembered it, that's one thing. But if you just make changes that don't reflect the artistry of what the limitations were at the time, like it's a fine needle. I find, so that's where I come down on that.
Interesting. You know, I used to own a copy of Rondo of Blood for the PC Engine, and that's another one that I got rid of over the years because it used to be quite cheap. But because it's not a rare game, it's not a rare game. It's just a game that's really high quality that everybody wants. But anyway, the the sound is amazing on that thing, and I thought it was really cool. But we're getting a comment that the PSP remake also included the original game. But would it have been the same aspect ratio and everything? Maybe. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. You don't have a PSP. Oh. The Wii version is slightly different. Oddly recorded a new German intro voiceover.
Yeah, it's in German until you're in the main game, and it's all back in Japanese again. It's weird.
Sure.
Just watch the video. We'll drop a link. We'll relate the shows. It's fine.
I will watch the video. I will watch the video.
Should we move on to the next question?
Let's move on to the next question.
Kanacha asks, Nintendo gets a lot of crap about how their practices were in the 80s, such as the censorship, only allowing a certain number of games in the system, and keeping game companies from releasing games in other systems. That being said, do you think these practices were good ideas at the time due to the video game crash? Boy.
Maybe.
Some of them were.
Okay. Now, one of the biggest ones is the limitation on how many games. But companies like Konami were able to get around that by developing shell companies, and it didn't crash the video game industry.
Right.
Because if a company had enough of a library that they were willing to take the risk on, that they went to the trouble of forming a shell company, probably those aren't the type of games that were shovelware that were going to flood the system. But But before you had, anybody could make a game and anybody could put it out, and there was a lot of junk on the 2600, and if you look at the unlicensed games by Color Dreams and stuff, you got a couple winners, but most of them were pretty bad. You know what I mean? And things like that. So, I think by doing that, Nintendo was definitely able to keep it from flooding and crashing again, because if you are only putting out 5 games a year as a company, you're going to put your best games forward. So a lot of the early US library is hit after hit after hit. There's a couple, there's some junk in there too, but compared to a lot of the stuff that was coming out in Japan at that time, there's a lot of junk Famicom games. There's a ton of junk Famicom games, and I don't know, but they stopped as they went on, right? That limitation dropped after a few years, right?
I don't think that really dropped until they got more competition from Sega and stuff.
Oh, really? Okay, but it wasn't for the I should know this. But in general, by the end, the NES had a huge library. The companies who were releasing NES games were very successful with them, or whatever. And up until there was some real competition from Sega, people stayed with it. The one that I think is the worse than that, is Nintendo's limitation on allowing their games to go to other consoles. Because that made the TurboGrafx and the Master System not have a bunch of really, really good titles. The TurboGrafx was totally crippled in the United States by basically only being able to have Hudson games and a few games from other companies that they were willing to put out. So that's why the PC Engine in Japan was just this amazing system with just a tremendous library, and the US version is really a great place to play Hudson games.
Yeah. Well,
and
it's
that's
also
about it. Yeah.
It's also important to remember that the video game crash really only happened in North America. Japan, it didn't really happen. Yeah. And so the whole Nintendo Seal Equality thing and all the stuff around that is in a lot of ways just marketing. They had to assure a skittish market that was trying to move on to PC gaming again, and that touches on a topic that we want to do for a video. That it was okay to console games again because they wanted to break into the market.
Exactly.
And their attempt to do so failed because of the crash, and from Atari being sold to some guy. Anyway, long story. We'll get to that
later. Yeah.
But so like Vinnk mentioned, the Japanese market was very different.
Oh yeah.
So it was good in the respect, I think, that some gatekeeping was needed, or there was some perception it was needed. but they took it too far. That's
I mean,
the short version of my answer.
I mean, the Japanese video game market didn't crash. So they were, because it hadn't really established the console market much until the Famicom. So they didn't need that gatekeeping, and everything could go out and things could still be successful. But at the time, yeah, stores were reluctant to invest in these video game systems at all. So the idea of the seal of quality, really did help. And it also kept pirate games out of stores, and it kept a lot of Color Dreams games out of stores, but I don't know. The supermarket I rented my games from had all of them.
Then there's the whole thing with, Tengen. Anyway,
okay.
Boy, you can just see the glee in Howard Lincoln's voice when they absolutely crushed the former licensees of Tetris.
Yep.
Just so happy.
Yep.
Because it was dark. Not even in a documentary, a public documentary, very happy to have put the screws to them.
Yep.
And let's just say a man died, probably not because of this specifically, but like he subsequently died.
Yeah.
And was attached to the whole Tetris thing. It's another amazing story.
Oh, anyway. Man, there's so many. Yeah, Tetris. That's a deep dive. Watch documentaries on Tetris. They're all great, and they're all. Oh, I do one, but it's been done to death.
It has. There's no poor choice of words.
Yes.
All right. Abex got a lot of questions. Then we'll move on to
let's do
the stream here. I'm gonna do 2 of his questions out of the 6 he gave us. We'll save those for later. Or maybe we'll do them on the Discord.
Okay.
He says, have you ever considered redoing one of your old episodes with updated information?
Yes.
We've actually done it.
Yes.
We've done it before.
We've done it, and we've also thought of doing part 2s of episodes that when new information comes to light. We're working on one right now. And we've done part 2s of some other things, like some stuff was missed on the original Super Game Boy video, and we did a follow-up. And as soon as I get some more TVs, we're going to do a follow-up on that as well.
Oh, beautiful.
So short answer, yes. Okay.
We've also I've also considered doing an alternate take of the first episode where it's all the cuts I didn't use, even if they don't make sense because I don't have any other alternates to use. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe for next year's anniversary. I don't know.
Sure.
His second question is, what are some of your favorite gags on Famicom Dojo?
I like it when Sean came in riding a horse. I like our Scott Pilgrim references. I like the ridiculously stupid video where we did Take on Me.
Oh,
that's one of my favorites.
That almost got blocked because of the use of that song too.
Yep. I don't know. What are some of your favorite gags? I like when we shot cartridges at viewer at home's head.
Oh God!
From the that wasn't in the YouTube version, was it? But it's in.
Was it not?
No, because we took it out because you felt that 7 minutes was too long for a video.
Yeah, I can't remember because there's the DVD version. So
it's on the DVD version.
So we can put that up. Yep. On the YouTubes at some point.
Yeah. Might have already. I don't know.
Here's the Take on Me. I'm going to drop that in the stream here. The boy, I have a lot. Sometimes these videos take a long time to do because we're doing a stupid gag, and it takes as much time to edit that gag and film it as it does to do the rest of the episode. But I never feel bad about it. And my favorite one, not because I think that the gag itself is very good necessarily, but I really enjoyed it, was Rob Matsushita as young Vinnk, 1980X.
So dumb.
Young Vinnk.
So dumb. Because he's
older
than me.
Sarah Tosh. Previously Heish, now Tosh.
Yep.
I think that's how you say it. They're both interestingly spelled names.
Yep.
So I had known of Rob tangentially for years.
Yep.
And then I got to meet Sarah and got to know Rob better through the Madison Underground thing we did in 2013. So we had been to a lot of Rob's stage shows as well. They have both since moved out of Madison.
Boo.
It happens. And
who would leave Wisconsin?
Weirdos, that's who.
Oh, yeah, weirdos.
But working with them on those bits, which we filmed all at once.
Yeah.
At Sarah's apartment where she did her show.
Chic.
Oh no, Chic. Thank you. Was amazing, and I don't really direct other people usually. And so like working with actual actors is an experience in and of itself, because like, they read the scripts. We had like a little table read thing. They would ask me questions. They know more about the terminology of like shooting things than I do.
Professionalism. Yeah. It's weird.
So I'm like, don't want to cheat out. I'm like, what? Yeah, that sounds, whatever. And so it's a little embarrassing for me, like, to show how little I know.
Yeah.
But like, they were cool. And when I got to edit it, that's when I really appreciated how good they were.
Yeah.
Because not only did we do multiple takes from one angle, but sometimes we had to like do things from other angles. So I had a good sense of how I wanted to film the thing. But like when I went to go edit it, if we did a second take, if I didn't say anything, they would do it the exact same way the second time.
Yep.
Amazing. It helps so much. So they're great. That's all I gotta say. They're
one of our best gags that I don't think we ever used?
Sure.
Remember when we went to the park and we were pretending to fight with Wii nunchucks and controllers? And that guy came to teach us how to really fight?
We should use that. We use a little teensy bits of that.
I know,
but not
like
enough of it.
Oh man, it was so cool that guy didn't kill me.
Yeah, that's why we were late to.
He did throw me to the ground though. Did we get that on film? Is that on film?
I don't think that part's on film. No, I would remember something like that, but Rob was originally in Blame Society stuff, so like your Chad Vaders and stuff like that. Yep. So yeah. Rob's good people. All right, let's get some questions from the live chat.
Very quick, yeah. Okay, I'll bring one up.
Which one? I can bring it up on the screen here.
Go ahead. Take whatever one you want.
No, call one up.
Okay. Bring up Satoshi's about the COVID.
Okay.
Question for you guys. With COVID, have you guys played any games that you don't think you would have otherwise? No, I've been playing less games because I'm in the house with my kids. And it's when they're at school and I have a Monday free, like right now, podcasting, that's when I play a lot of my games. So I've actually been playing significantly less games. No, let me take that back. I've been playing a lot more kid-friendly games with my kids, but I've been playing very few games on my own.
Yeah, their interest in things that I forget about, like Animal Crossing, has like helped me to reignite interest in playing them again. Or like they love Joyride for the 360, which is a game I don't remember even buying, but it's like, yeah. So apart from that, I was trying to figure out if the question meant that we had COVID and that made us play different games.
No.
All right, no. My gaming habits. I'm playing fewer games for a lot of similar reasons. So
okay. Got another question you wanna do?
Shin LR has one about, what do you guys think of the shoot 'em up prices going totally well? I'm not aware of this.
I mean, they've never been cheap, shoot 'em ups, especially like cave shooters on the Xbox 360, PC Engine shooters, Saturn shooters, Battle Garaga. I bought a copy of once for $1, and I think that goes for about $200, $300 these days. It's because nobody makes shooters anymore. That's the problem. I mean, they do. There's indie shooters going on, but physical shooters, so rare. And like, it's not just old shooters that are doing that too. NG Dev Team just released a shooter that they did Switch physical only, no digital on, and they sold out within like a minute. And those are going for insane prices right now, and will continue to go up. I think it's because it's weird because it's a genre that still a lot of gamers like, but it's not being fulfilled. People aren't making
making many new ones, so people are seeking out the old ones, and I think there's a lot of money being left on the table by not releasing collections of those. But I don't know. Some of the companies that made them don't exist anymore. So
remember Konami made video games?
I remember. Hey, Konami is actually one of the most successful. Their profits are huge this year because they actually did release quite a few games and on the Switch. Most of them didn't come out in the United States because a lot of them were baseball games, or the number one third-party game on the Switch is a Konami game.
Okay.
Momotaro Dentetsu. Yeah. It's the number. It sold over 2 million copies as a third-party Switch game. It's crazy.
It's insane. So you're telling me then that it's impossible for me to get a copy of Proteus?
It is not. It is not. But it'll definitely be a lot more expensive than it would have been had you asked me a while ago.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I got all the ones I care for.
Didn't I get you a copy of Proteus?
I have Game Boy and I have Famicom versions.
Okay.
I'm
those are the cheapest ones right now. But like, you want the PC Engine version, it's going to be really expensive. Yeah.
All right, we got to wrap it up because I got a hard stop.
Okay.
But thank you all for coming. What was the thing that someone reminded me to mention now that I forgot to mention last? I already forgot. Was it Patreon related? Should have written it down.
You were gonna talk about the T-shirts, and then you did, and then you were gonna talk about Patreon, and you kind of did. So.
No, that was. I told something I wanted to about those things. Oh yeah, I got it now. So we don't have any like filmed videos lined up for this, but we're doing this season, if you can even call it that. I'm rejiggering the Pile of Shame live stuff to be fall follow-ups. So we have some things in the pipeline that are follow-ups, like Vinnk was saying, but they might not come out this fall. So just beware.
Yep.
We're gonna try. We're gonna do what we can. There's no theme. We're just gonna release whatever comes out when it comes out when we're done. Like future retro stuff we're working on. So we're trying to get some stuff out, and I'm working on a few things as well. So there's gonna be videos, there's gonna be podcasts. What you want is you're right, it is a follow-up. All right. Well, anyway, we should probably wrap it up right here. Yep. You have anything else to say? Thanks for coming out, everyone. Please leave a comment, like this video, like when this video is done. Leave a comment on it after it's done streaming, so people know it's a cool thing to watch, you guys. Yeah. And join us in the Discord. It's good times. We'll leave a link in the description afterwards. So I guess
smash that like button, but not too hard, or you're gonna wind up like my computer screen.
Oh no, which you can't show us, but yes, I've seen it. It's terrible. So thank you for braving that, Vinnk. That was very.
Yeah, you're welcome. I just moved everything over to the part of my screen that isn't broken.
Sorry. All right, so I guess until next time, the dojo is.
The dojo is helping heal the world through the answering of the tough questions that need to be asked.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. I just thought of that right now.
Right, here goes the end tag. Here it comes.
Okay.
Famicom Dojo.